From the 7,000 who were qualified, you 7 have been selected for the longest and greatest space mission in the history of humanity.
Hello, it's me, Blaze. It's just coming up to 4 AM. I've got to get the bus to Gatwick, which is a 4.5 hour bus ride. It'll be about 3.5 hours by car or motorcycle. So that's it. So I suppose this is the start of the journey to Canada, and really looking forward to it. So tired though at the moment. I'm hoping to get a snooze here and there, but yeah, this is it. This is the glamour of what I do, and I'm so glad that you can see the reality of my glamorous life. Hello, here I am at Gatwick Airport, South Terminal. There's the coach in the background, see? And now I've got to find the check-in. Wow Airways, I think it is. And I've got to go to Reykjavik first. So, where I've never been before that I can remember. I'm on the plane then, and what is it? I'm on the plane. On the plane to Reykjavik, Iceland, and it's my first time in Iceland, I've just realised.
So what's going on, Felipe?
Well, we're here at the Montreal airport, waiting for Blaze to come to Montreal, getting ready to rock.
Alex, what's happening? What's the ETA? What's the ETA, Alex? What's going on? What flight is he coming on?
It's coming on WOW airline.
So where's WOW come from?
It's from Iceland.
Iceland?
Yeah.
So
it's a cheap-ass airline.
was this like the first connecting flight, or there was multiple connecting flights to get here?
I think he stopped like in Brazil, then came up to Mexico, then back to Panama, and then comes to Montreal. He'll be happy about it.
Alex, Alex, is this like is Iceland the is it the first stop or like part of multiple stops?
There's only one stop.
You know, one thing I really have to give Blaze a lot of credit for is what he did after Iron Maiden, and that's have a sterling solo career. You know, he's out there. He's had some personal problems. He's had some career ups and downs, but he's always been brave with getting out there and being animated and doing interviews and being willing to meet the fans, and all of this. You know, along with, as I say, his reputation with Wolfsbane and having been in Iron Maiden, you know, have made him a pretty important heavy metal figure out there. But, you know, that would all mean nothing if he didn't back it up. And he's completely backed it up by being very prolific with the Blaze Band and the Blaze Bayley albums.
There he goes. He's having trouble with the bags.
Yeah, that's the man who would not die.
There's the man who would not die. Here he comes.
The Klansman himself.
The Klansman is arriving. There he comes. There he is. He's waving to the crowd. He's the man who would not die. There he is. And let's follow him. Do me a favor. Can you just grab this?
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me back. How you doing?
Blaze, what's going on, man?
Well, all right. It's a long journey, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah? How was
Yeah,
that flight?
it was just, it's one of these where you start at night. So I had to leave my house. I called a taxi to pick me up at 3 a.m. So I had to leave my house at 3 a.m.
I was leaving it.
because I had to go, I had to get to Gatwick, which is a long way away. So then I had to get to Gatwick for 9 to check in plenty of time. And that's when it starts. So I live really, yeah, it's normal. Yeah, if I have to go to Gatwick or something. So it's a long way, but at least it wasn't. The flight wasn't too long. I mean, it was broke up.
Yeah, it broke up.
Yeah, so the small one and a bit of a long one. The first one was nice and loads of space.
Oh yeah?
On the seats, but the second one was really cramped up.
That was his idea.
Yeah, first one.
That the stories from your flight?
Yeah. Yeah, those are all the ones that are obviously after me. So we're all back on. They're pretending they don't know me now. They weren't like that on the plane, I can tell you.
Tomorrow is rehearsal with the band. So the guys from Insurgent, plus Leandro from Maiden, Quebec.
Okay.
And then
Tomorrow
tomorrow is the big day. We got some interviews tomorrow, some press, and then Wednesday is Ottawa. Thursday at the Mavericks. Thursday is Shawiningan at the Trou. Friday is Quebec City,
Yep.
and then back to Montreal for Saturday at the Piranha.
The big Saturday night.
All right. So just so everybody knows, so Montreal is the base, right? You're in Montreal, and you're going to be driving to, let's say, 2-3 hours, doing a gig, then coming back at night, right?
So basically, I'm the driver.
Yeah. The tour manager.
Waking Blaze up in the morning. Have to get into the car.
I'm gonna be making sure he gets everything he needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your rider? You got the socks? Are the socks there? No.
The socks are ready and packed and ready to go.
No, sorry.
Okay.
All right, guys. Cheers. Let's have a successful.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. I was born in Birmingham, in England, and I've lived in Birmingham most of my life, off and on. I've been to different places, but I never moved to London or anywhere else. So I was born in Birmingham, I've stayed local, I've always lived fairly close to Birmingham, and I still live very, very close to the city of Birmingham right now. I think it's been a good place to start. As well as that, it's known as the cradle of heavy metal in the world of heavy metal. Black Sabbath started there. A lot of bands from the very start of metal started there. So yeah, it's been a good place.
It's over there. You see Walmart?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Everything a man needs is in Walmart.
That's right, mate. And I saw on TV this morning this new razor that they have, a Philips One Blade.
Oh, a one blade?
Yeah, it's called a Philips One Blade, and it can go really close, and it can do different. Perfect for me.
Okay.
Oh, is that the new thing they come up with?
It was on TV this morning.
All right. So what do you got to get at Walmart, Blaze?
Well, I've run out of trousers.
Oh,
And
that helps.
yeah,
Hope they let me film inside. Well, you know what?
so what's happened during the tour,
Yeah.
I pack very light. I'm known for light packing.
Yep.
So I have 2 shirts, 2 trousers, not many socks, of course.
Yep.
And I've got socks, so, but my trousers have just worn out for the ones I use for the stage.
Yeah.
So I need to get more.
All right, let's see if they let me film inside.
Do it discreetly.
Yeah.
So what we want is...
So what do we want? Trouser section.
Yeah.
Men's clothing?
Yes, that's it, George. That's the section.
Men's clothing. Oh, we are going to buy a lot of stuff there, Alex.
Well, my trousers aren't that.
All right, let's go. Do you like ice cream?
Noodles.
Oh.
Someone special.
All right, we're shopping with Blaze. Noodles are on sale. It's a big mess here. Do you want to go to the shopping mall, perhaps?
No, I don't.
No?
No.
Maybe there's not enough time anyways. Okay, there we go. Hey, that's a nice shirt.
Oh, I don't want long sleeves. It's...
Yeah, well, I'll try to hold it.
So what's this one then?
Let's do it. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Yeah, it's not bad.
So far,
It's
so good.
so far so good. I mean, you got another shirt there, so it might
Yeah.
be a little looser. But, you know, how's it feel? Yeah, stretch.
Good, yeah.
Do sort of like a pose. Do a sort of Blaze Bayley pose. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it works. It works. It works. I mean, also a couple of washes, it might, you know, shrink a little bit.
Maybe.
All right.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Oh, that's the result. Now I want you for about the pants. When I was actually at school, going through my early years, then I often thought about being a performer. I thought I might end up as an actor. I always had a love of singing, and my mother enjoyed musicals and great singers, and we always bought what was then a 45 single. Every week we bought a new one, something that was in the charts. And she spent money on a really great stereo system as well. So we always listened to a lot of music and a lot of the great singers, and I, you know, grew to love bands like the Beatles, and as well as that, a lot of the old singers. And my grandmother was a big fan of the great tenor Mario Lanza. And when I was at school, I tried to join the choir, but they kicked me out for being too loud. And I kind of gave up most of my aspirations of being a singer then. Oh, yeah.
For your chargers.
Travelling. Well, no, it doesn't have to, don't think, you know, think outside the regular thing. It's nothing to do with travelling. Yeah, really.
There's an electronics department here.
It's nothing to do with electronics. It's to do with holding stuff. So it'll be a makeup bag.
Okay.
It'll be a clear
to the
makeup
to the women's section.
or a clear kitchen thing or something like this.
Okay.
It's not going to be a travel item.
How big is it? How big is that one?
Just like an A4 size.
Okay.
This is a type of bag.
Yes, there we go. A princess
It's
bag.
exactly like that. Yeah.
It's a prince bag.
So that's good. It's pink, so it's easy.
And you know
to
what?
find.
You could complement it with a nice hat.
I don't wear hats. This is exactly the type of bag. Look.
Well, maybe just grab this one then. I mean, just remove everything in here, right? And you're good to go.
What is that stuff in there?
In pounds, that's like 12 pounds. I think
Okay.
all right, good. You don't want blue, maybe? You know.
Well, this is easier to find.
Okay.
It's
Suggestions?
practical.
Suggestions?
Everything I have is black, and in a
Well,
dark
blue, you know,
room,
kind of baby blue. You know.
on a dark bus or in a dark van at night or in a dark dressing room. What's
You
gonna
got
be
your
easier to
princess
find?
bag. Yeah, I got it. I get it. I get it. I get it.
And the contents of that might be useful for something.
Oh, vitamins?
Yeah, you can't get this over the counter in the UK.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's for sleep.
Oh, for sleep. Oh.
I don't sleep, I don't have a regular sleep pattern.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
So it's difficult to get good rest. And
Sure.
I suffer from depression. So one of the things that you don't sleep regular. At school, then I didn't do very well because I've got a thing called dyslexia, which now people seem to understand. It's a kind of simple brain dysfunction, and it means that you can't spell properly and you don't remember things in the same way as a regular person. And when I was at school, it was very controversial and people thought of it as laziness. Most teachers didn't understand dyslexia. So instead of getting extra help in learning to spell and write things, then they just used to keep me in at playtime because they thought I was lazy. So I was punished for having dyslexia. And really that kind of set the whole theme of being at school, because I was never able to catch up. So I could read really well and I had creative ideas, and in some of the lessons that I did, it didn't affect me. So art, and it didn't affect me. I have a qualification from school in art, but a lot of the things I just lied my way through school to get away with not doing the homework and stuff like this. And it wasn't until like the last 2 years of school where they took me to a psychologist, a professional educational psychologist, where they gave the accurate diagnosis and then said, well, this child is dyslexic and he needs to do this, and but of course by then it was too late. So I left school really without a proper education.
You know, he's a good writer. He's a thoughtful, intelligent person, and as I say, he's been very prolific and productive with these records. You know, always has good productions, always has great lyrics. He comes up with concepts. It's sort of a tough power metal sound that he's got, and you know, because he's the boss of his own ship, he's writing in keys and ranges that are advantageous to his voice. The solo career is really what the solo career. You know, students of heavy metal probably look at and say, Blaze has been a really productive, you know, valuable guy in our heavy metal community, way more so now than anything he did with Wolfsbane and Maiden, just simply through, you know, putting out all these great records in succession.
It was when I was in my first band, Wolfsbane, and we were doing a bit of touring and things like that. I was around 21, 22, and I just felt so dumb and uncultured, and that's when my love of Shakespeare began, because in school I'd been involved in drama and we did a play called The Merchant of Venice, and that still had a resonance with me. And where I live in Birmingham, it's not so far from Stratford, which has the Royal Shakespeare Company theatre, and you can go and see top actors in the theatre performing Shakespeare. And I just started going every month to see a different play. I started reading Shakespeare, I started reading different books and things, and that's when I felt like I really got my education. I felt like I educated myself after school.
So we're in the same place 2 years later, but this time we're not waiting for pizza, Blaze. You know what we're waiting for?
Yeah, we're waiting for the
Chinese food.
We hope it's a good Chinese food.
Okay.
And then I have to go to rehearsals after this, so we'll see. If I don't like the band, I'll use the excuse the Chinese food made me ill, so I can leave I can leave the rehearsal. I hope so.
Yeah.
It's a really nice.
So we're waiting for the delivery. Oh, wait a second. I think it's either the food or it's Alan. So Blaze, you can answer the door.
Yeah.
Feel free. Why not? Let's just see if it's Alan, okay?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing, mate? All right.
Alright.
Hello.
Hi.
This is the documentary part of the show. We got Blaze answering doors.
And I didn't.
That's a nice shirt, Jimmy.
Thanks. Hey, Kayla, how are you doing? Good. Good. Guys, are you hungry? We have some food coming.
No, I'm good. Oh, you haven't eaten?
No. We're waiting.
Hey, guys. How are you?
So this is Alan. He's my buddy, my friend who does a show with me.
Alex, yeah. Made in Quebec. Yeah. So we met at the Evergreen.
Kayla, you want to eat?
Oh no, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
We got Chinese food coming. So we're just talking about Iron Maiden.
Oh, we've got a fan waiting there.
Yeah, we got something to sign.
Kayla, come sit down.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is amazing.
She's ready.
Look at this.
Prepared.
Alan brainwashed her really young.
That's your daughter?
Yeah. You've been listening to Maiden and stuff since you was like 3. So.
Nice.
My first regular job was working in a hotel. I worked as the night porter, which is the person on duty at night when you check in, and I'd clean the hotel in between and do all my stuff there. And they had a very small ballroom with a baby grand piano, and when I'd finished my work, I would plink away on the piano, and that's where I started to write my very first songs and have my first ideas. And that, and listening to heavy metal all night while I was cleaning the hotel, then that was really what started to make me think about being a heavy metal singer. The new one is very good, yeah.
But this is actually my favorite artist.
If you like this one, then I think you'll like Infinite Entanglement, because it has, it's certainly influenced by my Maiden years.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
18? You coming to the show? On Saturday?
No, you could. It's true. It's
I
Piranha
can.
bar. Yeah, you can. You can.
Yeah.
She's 18, she's legal.
It doesn't mean you have to drink loads of beer. You just can't listen to the music. I won't be drinking a lot that day, so.
Alright, sounds good.
Thank you, mate.
You don't need to drink as much as Blaze. After
Okay,
the show.
Blaze, you want to answer the door?
Actually, the Chinese food guy.
Oh, you gotta turn the key, the lock.
Hello?
Hi.
All right, thanks.
What's the bill like? Here, I'll take care of it.
It's 71.
Okay, all right, grab the food. I'll get you. All right, here we go. So we got a lot of Chinese. They look good there, Alex? I'll get some plates.
I'd start work at 11 p.m. at night and finish at 9 a.m. in the morning. And I'd sometimes go out after work into Birmingham, and the venue was called Birmingham Odeon. By today's standards, a very small venue. I think it might have been about 1,200 people or something like this. But every touring band went to Birmingham Odeon. All the great names of heavy metal in the 80s, they all went there, from Iron Maiden and Metallica. Everybody went there. And I used to just go and buy tickets to everybody that was going. And I saw Ronnie James Dio on his Holy Diver tour there. And the moment that really changed my life completely was I saw Ronnie James Dio and heard him live on stage in Birmingham Odeon singing Children of the Sea. And it's when I heard him singing that something happened to me. There was some feeling, and I had to go to work that night after the concert, and I was there. It was about 3 in the morning. I had the Hoover in my hand and just going around the hotel, and I just remember stopping and thinking, well, if I could do anything with my life, if I could choose to do anything with no restriction, what would I choose to do? And the answer was, I'd be a rock singer and I would tour the world.
Here's the, that's where the rehearsal is. All right.
Hey. All right. Nice to see you again. How you
Nice to
doing?
see you
All right.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All right, here it is. It's here, right here, right? So, it's upstairs, right? It's upstairs? It's upstairs?
Yeah, I'm here
Okay.
to the other way. Sorry.
It's upstairs. It's upstairs. Let's go upstairs. Doot, 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 doot. Hey guys.
How you doing? All right.
Yourself? Setting
All right.
your place.
Hi, mate.
How are you?
All right. Hello.
Lewis.
All right, Lewis.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Lewis. Alex.
Jimmy. Salut, ça va?
Yeah.
So, have you been rehearsing the songs in any order? Anything?
No particular order at all.
Okay. All right. So the only thing I always forget the just the tunings. So I want to open with Voices from the Past.
Solo artists such as Blaze Bayley, Tim Ripper Owens, and myself included, sometimes just cannot bring our own bands into countries for touring due to logistic reasons. So we have to work around that and sometimes consider using local musicians or local bands, or this makes it possible for people like Blaze Bayley. People like Blaze Bayley perhaps wouldn't get to certain countries. And I think it's a smart way to conduct business and get out there and play for the fans, because the fans deserve to hear the music played live. I think, you know, power to Blaze, power to Blaze.
After that, then tuning break, Fear of the Dark, Thank You, Good Night, and if by any fluke that they're drunk enough to give us an encore, we'll come back and do Leap of Faith. And that is it. There is nothing after Leap of Faith. Okay, so that's what we'll run through it bit by bit, and I don't know what the time is now. We'll just try and get through everything at least once, or something like this. It's one word, problem. That's it. You shout that out. As soon as I hear that word from any one of you, then I'm going to go into what I call bra mode, which is babble, 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 and end up talking about anything, including women's underwear, until one of you comes to me and does this. Right? So when that problem is sorted, one of you has to come, stand next to me, and physically come up again. Then I know that problem is solved. I will announce the song. Hopefully we won't have any technical, but these things happen. Snare might go through, anything, pedal comes undone, one of these clowns could just pass out, I don't know. I won't notice. So that's it. So it's problem, and then you've got to do it. The next thing is, what I want you to do, everybody has to say to you, ready. It's your responsibility to make sure that they're ready to start the song. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What did I just say?
Yeah, I'm sure everybody is ready.
Correct. Thank you very much. Because what's going to happen is you and I are working closer than anybody else. Yeah. We are the core of the way that we work. I'm constantly referencing you. The fills I know backwards. My cues are with you. I'm starting with you. You are the one that's going to count in these songs. You are the one that's going to listen for the title. So it's basically me and you is the most of the communication that has to be, right, this is going. And you guys have to respond to that. So what I need you guys to do, and this has to happen, and make sure it has to happen, I'll leave it at that for now, right? When you are tuned, then you face this guy. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no compromise on this at all. I work with a lot of different bands, and the people that don't do this I never work with again. I can tell you that now.
Okay.
So this is very important, and it will become obvious as we do the gig why it's so important and what's going to happen. Because to be professional is the ending tight and the beginning tight. And we're all in it together, right? We win the gig together, we win the crowd together, or we die as individuals.